What's up, guys? Bajheera here. I know I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but there has been a ton of stuff going on, like real deal stuff. Not sure where to start. I guess I could start with yesterday. Yesterday we took my sister to college, and that was pretty exciting, a pretty big deal. My parents were all, excited and sad, and I'm just kind of like, she's gonna do great. Um, I haven't been making a lot of vlogs recently, which is it's kind of interesting how it works. Like the more I probably need to make vlogs, the less I do it because I've actually had some pretty big stuff going on recently. Some of it's really exciting, and some of it's like really cool, like my sister going to college. But it's also sort of accompanied with a little bit of sadness or a little bit of a anxiety. And another one of those things that is accompanied with excitement, but accompanied with a little bit of anxiety is that I'm not really sure how you guys are going to take this, but I recently actually signed with Machinima. I know, it's a really big deal and really exciting, and it's really cool. But I'm still, it's a big deal, and there are certain things that it means. Like, how are you guys going to take that? Because of course I'm still going to be posting on TGN, because I love TGN and I'm really excited to work with them as well. But I think it would be like sort of beneficial to me to have my personal channel partnered with Machinima, even though that sort of means that my videos that are on my personal channel essentially become Machinima's, um, and that's an interesting feeling, because that's always been sort of mine, and of course I still get to make whatever kind of videos I want. It's just that like they get sort of like ownership over them, which is interesting. But that's just how it is. Like with like recording artists, like musicians and stuff. Like when you sign with a record company, or at least it used to be like this, I think, that when you sign with a record company, like the songs that you make, even though they're yours, um, they sort of become the record companies and they get the rights to them. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, that's exciting. I'm just sort of like not nervous about it, but there's just a lot about it that I don't really know. So I'm just gonna try to go with it and see what happens. I want to get my personal channel partnered up, so like the videos that I make on this channel, I can make basically more money with, because the money issue is an issue. Like if I want to keep doing this, I need to make some money off of it, and that's one of the things that's been going on. Is that recently I've been having to work a lot, so I haven't been able to make as many videos. But that's okay. What's up, Padres? I'm making a vlog. You can close that door. What's up? So yeah, that's one of the things that's been going on recently is I've been having to work more, and that's good. Working is good. Just been working a lot and doing lots of real life stuff. Hanging out with Megan a lot, which is also awesome because she's really fun to hang out with and really makes me happy. So that's good. Um, but yeah, there's stuff like my sister going to college and this machinima thing that's sort of interesting. And when I can't make videos, it sort of makes me like you know like I really like to make videos. That makes me feel really good and accomplished to make videos. But then when I can't, it's like I haven't been making a lot of vlogs. So I haven't been talking to you guys. And something that really sucks that happened is one of my cats, Sydney. This is gonna be sad. One of my cats, Sydney, who is one of our like cats who stays inside the most, watches over all the babies whenever we get new cats. Um, he didn't come back for a couple of days, and chances are he's not coming back because my thought is that he probably met with a coyote, and it's not good for little cats. But he and Elliot went outside together, and one morning my dad heard like a cat distress sound. Went outside. Elliot came up, and Sydney didn't, from the backyard. And so Sydney always watched over our little babies. He was like the nanny. And so what I'm thinking is that he, what's up? What are you up to?
There's Elliot.
Yeah, there's Elliot sleeping up on our little princess castle. I'm not sure where Griffin is. I'm doing a vlog. What's up? How's your walk?
Good.
Good.
But I might call Bajheera sometime. You haven't heard him yet.
Yeah. Go ahead and call Bajheera, yeah. You can close that door as well. So yeah. What I think happened to him was he probably gave his little Sydney life doing what he's always done and protected Elliot from that coyote and probably cost him his own, but he's a brave little dude, so that's probably what ended up happening. And at least that's the story I'm going to remember him by. But he was always such a happy little guy. So that's how I'm going to remember him. My family's been really sad about it. I mean, I think I've actually sort of been, for whatever reason, I haven't had like, the massive grief that normally accompanies something like this happening. But I don't know. When you decide to take on the risk reward thing of having a small precious little animal like that in your life, then you set yourself up for the potential to have a lot of love, but a lot of grief as well. Megan's calling me, of course, 'cause I'm doing a vlog. She likes to do that when I eat or when I vlog. She likes to call me, so I'm not gonna talk right now. But yeah, when you open yourself up to things like that, in any situation, put yourself out in the world, you open yourself up to a lot of positive experiences, but a lot of negative experiences as well. So, and I understand that. So that's just sort of part of the situation right now. Is we get cats and we love them to death. I guess we love them, and I guess that's not a really good choice of words. We love them, as much as we can, and then when they're gone, we're sad about it. But I think I can remember him happily, and I guess I just want to tell you guys that that and me telling you this opens me up to trolls, because I'm sure some people are going to be saying really really mean things because this is a big deal. But a lot of you guys are going to be supportive, I'm sure. And I didn't mean to bum you guys out. I know a lot of my vlogs are really positive, and I don't mean to make this a sad one. But I got to talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. But there can be positivity out of this. One of the things I've been thinking about with all this anxiety and sadness going around is that especially like my cat. Like a lot of you guys might have had situations where you really love somebody or something, and then it goes away, and you're really sad about it. So what I've been thinking about recently is that, at least what I've been doing with this little kitty, is that what I can do is really remember him how he was. He was a happy little guy, and he was really never bummed out. He had all these little things about his personality that just made him a blast to be around and an awesome part of the family. And he did such a good job caring for our little babies, and we gave him an awesome life when he was a little kitten. He was so small that nobody thought he was going to make it, and so we just kept feeding him and loving him, and he grew up real big, and then returned the favor and took care of all the little babies that we had. So he was a good guy, and I'm gonna remember him that way. And it's sad to see him go, but I'm gonna live on with the happy memories of him. So I guess the advice in this situation is that life is brutally fair sometimes. My sister was saying it's not fair, and I was like, it is fair. That's just how life goes. You get these little precious fragile guys that you take care of and love, and then they're taken away from you, and it's gonna hurt. But that's just how it goes. That's how everything goes. That's just one of the things I need to come to grips with. Is sometimes I get nervous when I'm doing really well, like things I'm being really fortunate, and like something like the YouTube channel. Like I've got Machinima contract, I've got TGN contract, I've got you guys hanging out with me all the time. Things are going really well. My job is going well. Things with Megan are going well, and even though everything's going really well, there's still that sort of part of my thinking where it's like, well, bad stuff's gonna happen too, and when is that gonna happen, and what's that gonna feel like? And you just have to appreciate what you've got when you've got it, and be as happy as you can while you can. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm taking risks by not going back to school right now and pursuing this YouTube thing, which is risky, but it's making me happy. I just realized that there's a lot of fragility to this whole awesomeness that I'm lucky enough to be a part of, and that's just how it goes. And hopefully you guys will continue to be as awesome as you are. We hit 20,000 subscribers, by the way. It's awesome. But hopefully you guys will continue to be as supportive as you are, and hopefully I can continue to be of some help to you guys. If you guys are going through tough stuff, I'm right there with you. If you ever need somebody to hang out with, even though I'm not as interactive as I could be with these videos, you're more than welcome to just sit here and listen to me talk, because I'm talking to you, and I know that you guys are right there listening to me right now, which means a lot to me. So, because it's not always easy being a human being, you put a lot of love into stuff, and sometimes it goes away. Even no matter how much you love it, it goes away. But that love that you put into it isn't wasted, and the love and everything that you got back from it, it's still there. It's just different than it used to be. But that's okay. That's how life goes. That's how being a human being works, and that's how love works. The more you love, the more vulnerability you have to grief. But it doesn't mean it's not worth it to love. It means it's even more worth it to love. The cost and the loss, the hurt at the end of it, lets you know how worthwhile it is to love. So I'm going to have to go to work, because life goes on. So I'm going to go to work, and I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick in the morning because that's something I need to get back to doing because you guys are awesome and it helps me to talk to you guys in the morning. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head off to work. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you very soon. Later.